is going on, guys? Happy Friday evening. I am getting ready to work on the Impreza some. So I recently had an issue with the rear driver's side CV axle starting to leak grease, so the boot clamp was ripped. And then I ended up going and trying to re-grease it and putting another clamp on it. That only lasted for so long, and then recently the clamp fell off again and I ended up getting some weird noises in the rear end. So I'm going to be replacing the rear CV axles. Since one side is due, I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. These are from Rock Auto. Cool thing is you can still get them from Subaru, the OEM specific for this car, but they're about $900 or close to it before shipping, and I really didn't want to spend that right now. And the Facebook page I'm in, people have used the CARDONE. I'll drop the part numbers in the description from Rock Auto. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this started. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rear wheels off and show you what to do from there. So let's get this started. All right, hopefully you guys can see and the light reflection isn't too bad, but here I am with the wheel off. As you can see here, I still have the drum brakes on the rear. This should be the same if you've converted yours on these Outback Sports, but anyway, you're gonna see this, the end of the CV axle, the outer side. It's gonna have a 32mm nut on there. You're gonna wanna take a flathead screwdriver, kind of pry this little piece out to where this would be able to spin off freely. And then on the side here, yeah, it's a little rusty and crusty. There's gonna be a 19mm bolt right here and a 19mm bolt there. And what you're gonna do is put a socket wrench on one side and a box end wrench on the other, and go ahead and loosen those. And once this is off, we should essentially be able to swing this out and get access under there to the inner CV axle. And I think at that point all we would have to do is pry it out of there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these loose and give it a shot. All right, had to close the garage here. Got a little bit loud with the impacts. I definitely recommend picking up one from Lowe's or Harbor Freight. I got one from each. But yeah, we've got the 32mm locking nut off here. And then if you come down to the side where the 19mm bolt is, you're gonna have a nut there along with this spacer or washer, excuse me. And then you're gonna have the bolt on this side. So you definitely wanna loosen that side first. And then this side, as you can see from 25 years and then living in the Rust Belt area, I've got some buildup here on the bolt. So it did take some manpower to get that off. But all in all, getting ready to pull this bolt out. Still need to use a screwdriver, or not a screwdriver, sorry, a wrench to get it all the way pulled out. I'm gonna clean up that bolt so it goes back in and can come out pretty easy. And then once that's free, should essentially be able to pull the hub out and then pry on the inside of the axle here. So as long as I don't get distracted by the Xfinity race here, should have this out in another 5 minutes, if that. All right, so after getting that bolt out, the hub was loose enough for me to push the inner or outer axle in and then yank a few times on the inner part of the axle. So essentially that was in there like that. I just tugged a few times and it came right out. So yeah, as you can see, the boot's pretty much, I'll try and do this without blinding the camera. The boot's pretty much shot. Yeah, leaking. The grease had splattered all over the inside of my exhaust, or on the top of it. And so yeah, look at that. This thing is completely shot. So yeah, and then here we have a new one. No movement whatsoever on the inner side of the axle. So safe to say, 25 years later, 150,000 miles, she's seen better days. So yeah, like I said, these are the Rock Auto CARDONE. They appear to be pretty close, aside from the top of this just being absolutely screwed. So yeah, next thing I'm gonna do let's go ahead and put these in here, or put this side in at least. It does come with a new lock nut, so I won't have to reuse that one. Excuse me, didn't damage it too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure out how to get this in. So these did not come with the ABS rings on the end. As you can see, that little, that cog looking thing around there, that's apparently the ABS ring. So you got to be very careful you don't damage that. You can still buy them, but these did not require it. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get this in there and see what I can do. All right guys, so it ended up taking me until the next day. The baby went to sleep, so I didn't want to make too much noise, but as you can see, I have the new CV axle in. I just put the bolt all the way through here. I'm getting ready to add the last 19mm bolt and washer, along with tightening down the 32mm nut for the actual axle itself. Now, I didn't film that because it was pretty hard with just one hand, but there is this locking pin that you definitely want to make sure engages once you push it all the way through into the differential. And then once that happens, there should be little to no space. I think I still have a little bit to go, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna touch up on this, double check, make sure it's in there as far as it can go, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start on the passenger side. So if I didn't stop to film, you know, grab a beer or anything like that, as long as the bolts were loose with WD-40, this has only taken me like maybe 20 minutes per side. So hopefully the passenger side is just as good, but yeah, that's the gist of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten everything down and take it for a test drive once I complete the other side. So let me know if you guys have any questions about the process so far. Actually, ironically, as I say that, I was able to push this in a little bit more, and that gap that you just saw, it did close. So you definitely want to make sure you hear the click of that locking pin there on the end of the inner CV axle. So everything's good to go on the driver's side. Now I gotta button this up. Gotta push the knuckle back in a little bit more, so I might have to take this bolt out again, but no biggie. We got it in there, let's go. All right, got everything buttoned up. This nut here, it should be torqued down to 137 foot-pounds. The only thing is you need somebody to be sitting in the driver's seat to press the brake pedal. That way the axle won't spin when you tighten this down. So that's all I'm waiting on. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on the other side. Process is the exact same, just gotta switch your orientation. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions. Figured I'd add in the passenger side, but just got everything in, seated properly. As you can see, there was a lot of dust and debris and a little bit of corrosion on this bolt, but it did take some pressure and patience to get that on here. Here's the passenger side, definitely worn, but not as bad as that other side. So losing that boot definitely did it in. So the only thing that I need to mention for this is once I have my wife step on the brake, I get this to 137 foot-pounds. Just need to hammer in this little part of the bolt. That way, on the off chance that this thing were to back itself out, the indent from the hammer would prevent that from coming off completely. So yeah, next clip should be the test drive. So fingers crossed and wish me luck. I guess if this video is posted, it did well, so let's go. All right, finally on the test drive. Just drove it a few miles down the road, getting ready to merge back on the highway. I have the silencer in so you guys can hear me. I do have a little bit of rattling in the back, and then with the window vents, don't know how good it is to hear, but so far so good, I think. Just gonna double check once I get there, make sure everything's tight, and go from there. Overall, definitely got rid of the main noise that I had heard. So yeah, that's how you replace the CV axles. Let me know what you guys think down below.